The Open Mic Broadcast Network would like to take this time to recognize its sponsors and underwriters. Attorney Lee Van Richardson, Brazos Valley Schools Credit Union, Prairie View Athletic Club, Temple of Refuge Ministries, Reflections Paint and Body Shop, Helping Hands Lawn Service, Diva Skin Conditioner, Purple Drip Daiquiri and Grill. For more information on how you can become an underwriter or a sponsor here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network, our number to call is 832-213-8824. Serving the community through faith and athletics. The Open Mic Broadcast Network, Prairie View, Texas. It's the radio guy, Mike Prince. Welcome to another episode of the Mike Prince Show. Of course, it is our daily mission to bring you news that you could use. Today will be no exception to the rule. Follow me on Twitter at the Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Our website is obnradio.com, and the 24-hour dial-in message line, 713-570-6736. And without any further delay, we're going to jump right into today's episode. It's Football Friday normally, and we're going to hear from Rob Butler in just a moment. But man, we have some softball and baseball news just for you. But right now, we're going to jump and hear the Butler report on the FCS championship game coming up this Sunday.
This is Rob Butler with some FCS football news. Let me start out by saying Saturday's semifinal game between Sam Houston and James Madison was the best college football game I've ever seen in person, and I've been going to A&M games at Kyle Field since I was 8 years old. So happy I made the 2-hour drive from Orange to see this one. Sam Houston scored 28 points in just over 5 minutes between the third and fourth quarters on Saturday, capping a rally from a 21-point deficit to beat James Madison 38-35 in the FCS semifinals. Sam Houston allowed 24 points in the second quarter against the third-seeded Dukes to trail 24-3 at halftime. The Bearcats' first drive of the third quarter did not produce any points. However, following a defensive stand on the ensuing possession, all of that would change. The Bearcats scored touchdowns on their next 5 possessions, including 4 in a span of just over 5 minutes. Senior wide receiver and Howard transfer Jaquez Ezzard finished the game with 187 all-purpose yards and 2 touchdowns on just 5 touches. He had 4 receptions for 107 yards. Quarterback Eric Schmidt was 13 of 27 passing for 218 yards and a touchdown with 2 interceptions. Schmidt was also the Bearcats' leading rusher. He rushed 11 times for 55 yards. Sam Houston head coach Casey Keeler picked up his 23rd FCS playoff win on Saturday, tying Jim Tressel for the most all time. As for Sunday's national championship game on ABC, South Dakota State is no slouch of an opponent. They started the postseason with a blowout win over Holy Cross before a tight game with Southern Illinois. Then came another blowout, this time over Delaware, to clinch the title game berth. Sam Houston had a tougher path with 3 single-digit victories to reach this point. The Bearcats like to keep things interesting. Look for Sam Houston to win this game 31-28 over the Jackrabbits of South Dakota State. And that's Rob Butler, Open Mic Broadcast Network.
And we do thank Brother Rob Butler for his intensive research and work on the FCS circuit for football here at the Open Mic Broadcast Network. Big game coming up between the Jackrabbits and the Bearcats. I, as Brother Butler, am going to ride the wave of the Sam Houston Bearcats to be the last team standing after their battle with the Jackrabbits. Let's hope that it's a competitive, entertaining contest that you can watch on ABC. We have been discussing throughout the course of the week the brand of FCS football, and is there a difference between the competitive nature of HBCU FCS and other FCS? You have weighed in on that. Some say yay, some say nay, but there's still work to be done from the HBCU side of things to keep the standard increasing, if you would. And speaking of the standards increasing, we are at championship day of the SWAC softball tournament being held at Gulfport, Mississippi, and it's been a theme of 4. What am I saying? The number 4 seed of the West and the number 4 seed of the East have been creating all kind of havoc in this year's edition of SWAC softball tournament. The number 4 seed, Southern University Jags, defeat Jackson State, Prairie View to advance to face off against Alabama State. Alabama State was able to ward them off to advance to the championship round, as they will now do battle against Alcorn, who was the number 4 seed coming out of the East, as they were able to defeat Jackson State in an 11-inning battle to see who will face Alabama State in today's championship round of the Southwestern Athletic Conference tournament. So some great softball action been going on throughout this year's tournament, and truly been exciting to be a part of. And now it sets the tone for next week's baseball action taking place in Alabama. How the West was won, or was it? That is the question running around in regards of Prairie View A&M University being awarded the top seed of the Western Division, finishing with a 12-7 record, but not to come without controversy. The Panthers had 5 games remaining with University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff and the Grambling State Tigers. But due to the short window, there is no way possible that the games could have been made up. This week was the week of makeup games for such a time as this. However, the Panthers, under COVID-19 protocol, which they come off of today, was part of the reasoning for no makeup games. And as a result, it has created a hint of controversy and some major concerns. Here's why. Because of the 2 games remaining between Prairie View and Pine Bluff not being made up, the Golden Lions are on the outside looking in for this year's tournament. The Golden Lions, who desperately needed these 2 games, but not only did they need the 2 games, they needed to win the 2 games in order to qualify for the tournament because of their advantage over the head-to-head competition against Texas Southern. So because those 2 games were not played, it voided the chance of the Golden Lions having a shot at this year's tournament. Meanwhile, the Panthers had 3 games remaining with Grambling. And theoretically speaking, if Prairie View were to lose to the Golden Lions, their record would be identical with that of the Grambling State Tigers at 12-9. And you more than likely wouldn't have to play the entire 3-game series, but you could play a 1-game winner takes all to determine who would be the number 1 seed. So indirectly, it kind of discombobulated the entire Western Division standings. And to add insult to injury, there is a gray area in regards of rule interpretation. The NCAA, along with the Southwestern Athletic Conference, has a 80% rule, which declares that you must play 80% of your conference games in order to be eligible for postseason play, i.e. the tournament. Well, with Prairie View having a 12-7 record, which gives you 19 games on a 24-game schedule, puts you at 79% of the required 80%. Now, when we reached out to the conference office to get clarity on such indications, it was confirmed. So the question of concern right now is, do the Prairie View A&M University Panthers qualify to even be in the tournament with the policies that have been mandated from the NCAA and the Southwestern Athletic Conference of the 80% rule? The decision has been made. Appeals have been made. Will anything else develop of this? I do not know. All I can tell you is that we'll keep our fingers on the pulse to see how things develop. Meanwhile, the results to start the tournament are as such. Prairie View will open up against Alcorn. Jackson State will open up against Texas Southern. Grambling will open up against Alabama A&M. And Southern will open up against Alabama State. The hits just keep on coming, and it has definitely been a challenging time for the Southwestern Athletic Conference throughout its competition calendar the entire 2021 season, starting with basketball, transitioning over to volleyball, in the world of football, and now with the latest challenges coming from baseball. We have scheduled to speak with us live on our Sunday night edition to help break down these unique challenges for the Southwestern Athletic Conference, Dr. Jason Cable. And we'll also hear from head baseball coach and liaison of the SWAC baseball programs, Coach Carlos James of University of Arkansas at Pine Bluff. So stay tuned throughout the course of the weekend, 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, Sunday Night Live, and we'll continue to break down how the West was won. Don't forget, you can follow me on Twitter at The Mike Prince Show. The YouTube channel is the Open Mic Broadcast Network. You can make your donation today on the Open Mic Broadcast Network website at obnradio.com or by way of Cash App at OBN Radio. I am going to exit stage left for right now. My time is far spent. I want to thank you guys so much for joining in with us. As always, you guys be blessed, and we'll see you on the other side.